Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into the intense drama of episode 5 of Affair, and things get complicated fast. As Plang heads out to grab a snack, she unexpectedly runs into Ek at the condo entrance. Both are stunned, not expecting to see each other again. Ek mentioned that he used to live here but had already moved out, and Plang said she had just moved in. Ek asked if she had met Wanwiwa yet, and Plang, a little shy, replied, "Yes, I have. I even asked Wanwiwa if I could stay with her." Ek then asked Plang to help him reconcile with Wanwiwa since Wanwiwa was about to divorce him. That condo used to be their home, but now he has no right to step foot there. After just 6 months of marriage, Wanwiwa asked for a divorce. Plang asked what Ek did to make Wanwiwa so angry, guessing it might be about infidelity. Ek admitted there was a reason he was lonely and ended up being unfaithful because Wanwiwa had been ignoring him since their marriage. They slept together twice, once when he got her drunk, and the second time when he forced himself on her. Ek's confession left Plang stunned. Ek was deeply hurt because he didn't understand why Wanwiwa married him in the first place. At that moment, Wanwiwa entered and told Ek to leave, asking him to find time to settle the divorce, though Ek insisted he wouldn't. This made Plang realize that Wanwiwa had married Ek and was now divorcing the man she had met 13 years ago. Plang now found herself in a situation not much different from being the other woman. She felt disappointed that Wanwiwa hadn't told her about this, and she considered running away from Wanwiwa. Wanwiwa chased after her, shouting, "Do you remember our promise, Plang?" Plang asked what promise, and Wanwiwa replied, "You once said that if I graduated as a doctor, I could ask for anything, and you'd give it to me." Plang responded, "But things between us aren't the same anymore. I have nothing left, while you're about to have everything." Wanwiwa then said, "But today I know what I want." Plang asked, "What do you want?" Wanwiwa replied, "I want you." Plang was speechless. She asked Wanwiwa, "Why did you never tell me about your marriage?" Wanwiwa, acting as if it wasn't a big deal, said, "I didn't see the point in talking about it. Whether I'm married or not, it makes no difference. I'm single now." Plang continued, "I was your friend, but you didn't tell me anything, and I heard you hadn't been married long before you asked for a divorce. Why?" Wanwiwa simply said, "I didn't like it," and refused to talk about her past relationship with Ek, thinking Wanwiwa probably didn't want to discuss intimate details like that, which seemed like a family secret. Wanwiwa only said, "People make mistakes in their decisions, and marriage was one of those mistakes. The reason is quite silly. I'd rather not explain." Plang remained quiet, not pushing Wanwiwa like she used to, which surprised Wanwiwa. Plang admitted that the strong and determined version of herself was gone. Now, she felt like a loser with nothing left, not even the courage to express her feelings. Wanwiwa, hearing this, hugged Plang and said, "Whether you're the old Plang or the new one, I still love you." Plang felt her heart race at Wanwiwa's confession, and she responded, "If you had shown this kind of love to Ek, maybe your marriage would have worked out." Wanwiwa replied, "Love can only be expressed when it's real, and I can only feel that with you." Meanwhile, Ek returned, desperately pleading with Plang to help him win Wanwiwa back. He even kneeled on the sidewalk, causing a scene in front of passers-by. Plang, clearly uncomfortable, begged him to stop, but Ek, voice shaking, insisted, "I can't live without her." When Plang doubted him, Ek escalated the situation, running into the street and shouting dramatically. He narrowly avoided being hit by a car, leaving Plang horrified. She called out to him, but Ek refused to come back unless she promised to help. The pressure on Plang mounted, but then a sudden, loud crash jolted her, triggering painful memories. She was instantly transported back to the day her father passed away. Overwhelmed, Plang collapsed to the ground, shaking uncontrollably. The noise had come from a nearby car accident. Wanwiwa, seeing Plang in distress, rushed to her side, embracing her tightly and calling her name. "Are you okay?" Wanwiwa asked, her voice full of concern. Plang, through tears, shared the trauma of losing her father. Wanwiwa comforted her, reassuring her, "It's not what you think. No one was hurt in the crash." Just then, Ek approached again, but this time Wanwiwa had enough. She stood up, her voice firm as she told him, "Get out of our lives. I've made my choice. I'm with someone I truly want to be with, and that's why I'm ending things." Wanwiwa then helped Plang upstairs, staying by her side until she calmed down. Once Plang had composed herself, she tried to laugh it off, saying, "I'm not losing my mind, don't worry." Wanwiwa, gently holding her, replied, "I know you're not. I'm just worried about you. Have you been dealing with this for a long time?" Plang admitted that she had struggled with these feelings for a while but assured Wanwiwa she was strong enough to handle it. Seeing her vulnerability, Wanwiwa hugged her tightly and said, "It's okay to lean on me sometimes. I'll always be here for you when you need me." Feeling Wanwiwa's warmth and support, Plang's emotions swelled, but she quickly changed the subject. "What about Ek? He really seems determined to fix things with you." Wanwiwa brushed it off, her eyes fixed on Plang. Ek is my past. You're my present. If I have you, I don't need anyone else. I never loved him. I married him just so I could stay close to you. Plang, shocked and hurt, blurted out, "Are you serious? You married him just to get me to notice you?" Wanwiwa admitted it had been a foolish decision but refused to dwell on it. "If you had paid attention, you would have seen the signs. But you didn't. And maybe that's because I didn't matter enough to you." Her words hit Plang hard. Guilt flooded in as she confessed, "I stayed away because I was afraid of getting hurt. You have no idea how much I've missed you." That night, Plang decided it was best to give Wanwiwa some space, and they slept apart. The next morning, Wanwiwa left for work without a word, leaving Plang alone with her thoughts. In the silence, Plang realized she couldn't keep depending on Wanwiwa and resolved to find her own path. Music had always been her refuge, so she strapped her guitar on her back and set out, looking for places to busk and sing. But as fate would have it, she crossed paths with Ek once again. It was clear that Ek hadn't slept. He was overthinking about Plang and Wanwiwa. Plang, still exhausted from her own sleepless night after their argument, noticed how much this situation was eating him up. He confided in her, saying he was worried about Plang and felt that Wanwiwa's anger the day before had been out of character. She had never acted so cold toward him before, as though he didn't even exist. Plang couldn't help but feel sympathy for Ek. He had no idea that the only reason Wanwiwa married him was to stay close to an old friend of her. The thought of it stung, not just for Ek but for herself as well. In frustration, she advised Ek to let go and break up with Wanwiwa. But Ek, still clinging to the hope of reconciliation, simply couldn't. Later, Ek stumbled upon Plang busking on the street, playing her guitar to earn some money. Seeing her like that, and recalling Wanwiwa's comment about Plang's piano skills, Ek offered her a job playing piano at his hotel. Plang immediately sensed his hidden agenda. He was trying to win her over with kindness, hoping she'd feel indebted enough to help him patch things up with Wanwiwa. Feigning consideration, Plang pretended to think about it. Ek, clearly disappointed, left without pushing the issue further. As he walked away, Plang realized that while everyone around her seemed trapped in their pasts, she needed to carve out her future, one note at a time. When Plang returned to her room, she was taken aback by the sight of Wanwiwa approaching with an angry, almost frantic expression. "Where have you been?" Wanwiwa demanded. Plang, confused by her tone, replied, "I left you a note." But Wanwiwa's anger didn't wane. "I told you I don't like it when you leave notes. I'm afraid you'll leave again. You did this before. You left a note like this back then too." Tears began to well up in Wanwiwa's eyes as she trembled, her fear palpable. Plang was shocked. She had never seen Wanwiwa like this, not just sad, but genuinely terrified. The weight of it hit her. She hadn't realized how deeply her actions had affected Wanwiwa. Plang rushed to comfort her, wrapping her arms around her tightly. "I'm so sorry," she whispered. "I didn't know you felt this way." Wanwiwa, still sobbing, clung to her. "Promise me you won't leave again. Please." Plang, filled with guilt and love, promised, "I won't leave. I'm here. I love you." Wanwiwa's sobs softened as she replied, "I love you too." They stayed locked in each other's arms for what felt like forever, the tension slowly easing. After a while, they fell into playful bickering, teasing each other about small things, the warmth returning to their interactions. Slowly but surely, they began talking again, their bond deepened by the emotional storm they had just weathered together. Plang excitedly shared with Wan that she had finally found a job, playing piano at a hotel. Her face lit up with joy at the thought of returning to the piano after such a long time. Wan, who had been sulking just moments before, softened when she saw how genuinely happy Plang was. Plang admitted, "It's been 13 years since I last played the piano." She then sat down at Wan's electric piano, her fingers slowly recalling old memories as they hovered over the keys. A familiar sound began to emerge. Wan sat beside her, reminding her of the long-standing promise to write a song just for her. Plang smiled and confessed, "I've been working on it for years, but it was never finished. 13 years, and I'm still stuck at the same place. I just lacked inspiration. I can only write when I'm truly happy, when I have passion." Wan asked, intrigued, "And are you happy now? What kind of mood are you in?" Plang took a breath, composing herself. "I'm in the mood to write a song. And this time, it'll be for you." Wan playfully nudged her, asking where she'd be performing. "So, where's this job? What hotel?" Plang hesitated for a moment before revealing, "X Hotel." Wan's expression immediately darkened. "X Hotel? Absolutely not." Plang tried to explain that Ek had helped her find the job, but Wan wasn't having it. She refused to let Plang work there, convinced that Ek had ulterior motives. However, Plang stood her ground. "Even if I helped Ek, you're not going back to him, are you? Let me do this, please. It's always been my dream to perform for an audience. I want to earn my own money and not rely on you to take care of me. Doing nothing is driving me crazy. I haven't touched a piano since I was 17, and no one's ever seen what I can really do. Would you really be so cruel as to stop me?" Wan could see how much this meant to her, and though she was reluctant, she finally gave in. But she made Plang promise one thing, No playing matchmaker like you used to back in school. Plang laughed, agreeing. I promise. As they sat there, Juan looked at her with a quiet intensity. Ever since I met you again, everything in my life feels more intense. Plang, curious, asked. What do you mean by that? Juan's eyes softened. Everything. You make me feel everything more deeply. Before starting her job, Plang devoted herself to practicing the piano, and luckily, Juan had an electric piano at home. Spending hours alone, Plang was relieved to find that her skills were still sharp. Playing music, especially the piano, had always been her passion, and it felt like second nature. While eating porridge after practice, she found herself thinking about the past, wondering if, had she been younger and had more opportunities, she could have made it in the music industry. Lost in thought, she was suddenly startled by a pair of arms wrapping around her from behind. Juan had come home. You're back. How was work? Tired? Plang asked, turning to face her. Juan smiled warmly. Seeing you makes all the tiredness go away. She added playfully, I'd find time to see you, even if it hurt. If I could, I'd transfer you to my hospital just to keep you close. Plang laughed. But then Juan handed her something unexpected, a brand new smartphone. Plang blinked in surprise. What's this? Why did you buy this for me? I don't want you leaving notes anymore, Juan explained. With this, we can text each other, even when we're upset. Plang looked at the phone, puzzled. I don't even know how to use something this fancy, she admitted, pulling out her old phone, which looked outdated in comparison. Juan's eyes widened in amusement. I can't believe it, Juan teased. You used to be so trendy. Now look at you, no fancy phone. Poor thing. She smiled and added, from now on, anything you want, just tell me. Is there anything else you'd like? Plang raised an eyebrow playfully. If I ask for something, will I really get it? With a serious expression, Juan replied, tell me, and I'll give it to you. Plang, sensing the sincerity, decided to tease. I want your love. Can I have that? Without missing a beat, Juan locked eyes with her and said, I've already given you all of it. Do you need me to prove it? Feeling the tension between them, Plang smiled, challenging, then show me. I want to see it. Juan leaned in closer, their noses almost touching. Plang's heart raced, as if drawn to Juan by some invisible force. Juan smirked, whispering, Are you going to eat me? The playful energy between them surged as Juan teased her further, drawing even closer. Flustered, Plang tried to push her away. Let go of me, she protested. But the laughter between them grew. In the midst of their playful struggle, they both lost balance, tumbling onto the floor, laughing. Plang, slightly out of breath, warned with a smile, if you don't stop, I might lose my patience. Juan raised an eyebrow, teasing back, oh, and what are you going to do about it? Blushing, Plang shyly admitted, I like your scent. Juan's eyes lit up with surprise and delight. I like yours too, she responded softly. They exchanged warm smiles, their playful banter fading into a moment of quiet connection, each savoring the closeness they shared. The next day, things seemed to go back to normal. However, Plang, wanting to make amends, tried to approach Juan in a friendly way. Juan, though, wanted Plang to know she wasn't easy to win over, sensing that Plang cared about her even more now. Though Plang was a bit embarrassed, she responded, There's only you left in my world. That day, Plang went to her usual work, playing music at a hotel owned by EK. While she was playing the piano, lost in thought, a man suddenly stood behind her and joined in, playing with skill. What started as a sweet melody turned into a fun competition. The audience was thrilled, pulling out their phones to capture the impromptu piano duel. As the last note played, the crowd erupted in applause. The mysterious man gave a playful bow, then introduced himself as Earth, a famous singer and new music producer with his own small label. Plang had no idea who Earth was, but it seemed Earth was impressed by her performance. Ek gave Plang Earth's business card, telling her that Earth wanted to work with her after being impressed by her piano skills. Earth might even be interested in her on a personal level, Ek joked. He also tried to ask Plang for help with a situation related to Juan, but Plang politely declined, saying she didn't think she could help. Later that evening, Plang went to pick Juan up from the hospital after her late shift. And when they met, they teased each other like lovers. Plang was infatuated with her beautiful doctor girlfriend, saying she looked good in anything, even if she wore nothing. Juan then invited Plang into the doctor's lounge, playfully urging her to hug her. Plang struggled to control herself, feeling overwhelmed, and began to caress Juan's body, intensifying their mutual desire to the point of wanting to undress each other. Juan asked Plang for a favor, excited but trying to maintain her composure, thinking they had gone too far. Suddenly, a doctor interrupted their happiness, looking at them in surprise. This doctor teased Juan, making her angry and jealous as she scolded her colleague, feeling possessive of Plang. Seeing the doctor's interest in her beloved friend, Juan dragged Plang out of the lounge, ignoring her colleague entirely. Juan was very jealous and didn't like Plang getting close to anyone but her. What's going to happen next? Stay tuned to find out. If there are any mistakes in the spoilers, I apologize in advance. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to show your support. See you in the next video. Thank you, and goodbye.